And again, thank you for being here. My name is Lauren Rogali, and I'm part of the IBD warrior tribe, you could say. I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis back in 2004 and have been riding that roller coaster, you could say, ever since. And there are some really profound blessings that have come from this disease, as crazy as that sounds. But I've learned a lot about my body. I've learned a lot about the digestive system, about my nervous system, and particularly the relationship between my thoughts and my body, and my body and my thoughts. And that seems like a relevant sort of discussion or invitation tonight into this class. And you're going to notice it as you move, or at least I hope you open your attention to it, that you will have sensations in your body, perhaps at times moments of discomfort or intensity. On the flip side, also moments of pleasure and bliss. And it's interesting, those sensations are going to invoke certain thoughts and conversations. At the same time, you'll probably have thoughts and conversations that come up that will often evoke sensations in the body. And it's a great example of this infinite connection that we have. And so my intention behind tonight's practice is to create this balanced flow of movements and shapes that are there to help aid the physical process of digesting our food, but then to also create some time of peace and relaxation and allowing for our nervous system to settle enough that it can also sort of impact our digestive system, make us feel calm and perhaps even just ready to slide into bed not long after this class. So let's close our eyes for a few moments. And before we do any further movements, just check in with yourself here. Sort of how are you feeling right now? And you may find there is a certain word or perhaps a few words that come to mind when you think of how you're feeling. And perhaps you're noticing certain sensations in your body. Or maybe your mind's still racing a bit from work or your daily activities. I'm not inviting you to judge or criticize yourself, but rather tune in to where you are in the current of the day. Whether you have this disease or not, tuning into ourselves and recognizing where we are in the current of energy can be a really powerful process. Allow for your shoulders to relax a little more. Allow for the weight of your body to sink down a little heavier into your hips and your legs. And without changing or directing your breath at this time, start to notice the natural rhythms of your breath. Your inhale and your exhale. You may even find you have thoughts in regards to your breath. And notice how your body moves in response to your breath, the rise and the fall of your chest and your belly. And as we move through practice tonight, may we continue to be aware of how we're feeling, of the thoughts we're having, how that communication, that network works, but also feel empowered to make choices to help you feel relaxed, calm, and grounded. And so if at any time that means you need to back off or adjust the posture to support your body and what it's telling you, please always do that. Respect those desires. Let's take a long, slow inhale through your nose and a nice big sigh out through your mouth. Well done. Open your eyes, adjust back to the light of the room, and then bring your hands to the floor behind you and your feet on the mat in front of you. And have your feet wider than your hips at this time. Then slowly lower your knees to the left. And then bring your knees to center and over to the right. And we're just taking our time here. Lift the knees back to center and take it slowly to the left again. And then come back to center and take it to the right. Good. Can you bring your breath into this? So inhale to center, nice big exhale at the knees, fall to the left. Inhale to center, and nice big exhale, knees to the right. One more time, both sides. Inhale to center and exhale to the left. And then inhale to center and exhale to the right. Now keep the knees to the right, push off your hands and sit up a little taller. If possible, slide that left knee a little further back behind your hip and then take your left hand over to the floor on the right side. You may find it lines up with the knee, or you may find you can actually turn your body a little bit more to the right side. Be sensitive to whatever your spine is telling you. You can look over that right shoulder if it feels okay on your neck, and take a few steady breaths here. One more long inhale and long exhale. Then slowly turn your head and shoulders back to center. Bring your feet back on the floor and your left hand to the mat. And again, take the knees to the left and center and to the right. Good. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale center and exhale to the right. Good. Inhale center, and this time as you exhale, take the knees to the left, lift that right arm, take that right leg back a little further behind you if possible, and then bring the right hand down to the ground on the left side. Turn to that appropriate stopping point, and your body will tell you whether you feel sort of an intense sensation or you just naturally stop in that place. Perhaps turn and look over your left shoulder as we hold this posture. And hold the pose still with those long, slow, steady breaths. Not only will breathing in this way help the body calm and settle from the day, but it'll also allow for our attention to stay in the moment, to stay in this time, in ourselves and our body. Good, and then slowly turn your head and chest all the way back to center. Bring your knees to center as well. Now stretch your left leg straight out in front of you and bring that right knee back in towards your chest. Have about a palm's distance of space between your left thigh and your right knee. Now wrap your left arm around that right leg, right hand behind you, and slowly turn your chest back to the right side. And again, you're going to feel that natural sort of massage in the front of the belly here as you turn gently to the right. Take a few breaths. Encourage the breath to be full in the belly, inhaling, expanding, and exhaling to soften. One more breath like this. Then turn your head and chest forward, and once again place both hands on the ground behind you. Stay on this right side, bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh, so above the knee, and then bend your left knee. Bring your shin bone in a little closer to your chest, and perhaps even shift your chest a little closer to your shin bone. We're looking to now feel sensation on that outer right hip. What I love so much about this shape, aside from that stretch on the side of the hip, is that I can also feel a bit of a stretch in my lower back. And so you may or may not be feeling that as well. You can also create some gentle movements here, just slowly swaying the legs side to side. Again, slow is sort of the key rhythm at this time. And let's just do a little bit more, say 2 more breaths. Very nice. You can give a little bend to your elbows so your chest moves away, and then slide that left leg straight and place your right foot down beside your left. Now, sometimes your wrists can feel sore after that, so perhaps give your wrists a little circle, different directions. And then let's repeat that on the other side. So now bring your left knee in towards your chest with about a palm's distance of space between your left foot and your right thigh. Then wrap your right arm, that's the opposite arm, around your left leg, left hand behind you. Hug the knee into your belly as you turn to the left. So again, doing a bit of self-massage here, using the body as that tool. Hold and breathe, encouraging your breath to be long and full. And one more steady breath as you are. And turn your head and chest forward. Bring your right hand to the mat behind you, and then place your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Again, be above your knee joint. Then bend your right knee. Woo, that might get it right there. That got me pretty quick. Or perhaps move your chest forward towards your shin bone. And again, the more compact you become, the sort of tighter and closer you get to that shin bone, if I were to show from the side, the more sensation you're going to feel on that left hip. So just choose what feels best in your body. Come back to those long, steady breaths and perhaps a little bit of movement in the legs, just using your right knee to gently take that left leg side to side. Again, slow and steady here. Good, about 2 more breaths. Stay present to yourself. Nice. Slowly lean back. If you're quite compact, you can stretch that right leg straight and then bring that left foot down beside your right. And again, do some wrist circles here, just releasing any tension through the wrist itself. Very nice. Now bring your hands to the floor and roll over onto your belly, please. Once you're down on your belly, rest your forehead on the mat and bring your arms down by your sides. I keep my head lifted just a little bit simply because of this super cool mic I'm wearing. Press down into the tops of your feet so your feet are heavy. You could imagine I'm standing on the soles of your feet, and then start with your palms face down, palms down. Keeping your feet heavy, lift your head up, lift your shoulders up, and when you're ready, lift your arms up. With the backs of your hands pointing to the sky, draw your little fingers in a little closer towards each other and hold. Take a long breath in this position. And then exhale, come all the way down. Let your arms fall to the floor and turn your head to the right. Do your best to rest your left ear flat on the floor and relax your neck and shoulders. And turn your head back to center. And this time, turn your palms face up. So the palms of your hands face the sky. Keep your feet heavy though, so press down into the tops of your feet. Lift your head up, lift your shoulders up, lift your straight arms up like you're high-fiving the ceiling. Push the palms of your hands up to the sky. Nice. Hold for another breath. And exhale, come all the way back down. This time, turn your head to the left and do your best to rest your right ear flat on the floor. And again, relax your neck and shoulders. When you have any type of autoimmune disease or really any type of illness or issue going on, it's so important to pay attention to yourself. And that's the foundation behind self-care, is paying attention to ourselves and perhaps even questioning, what do we need? So keeping that in the back of your mind, still taking the time to pay attention, turn your head to center. Place your hands now on the floor and slowly push up to hands and knees. You may find you walk the hands back a little bit or the knees forward a little bit so your hands are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. As you inhale, slowly take your belly down, slide your chest forward and look up. With a long exhale, gently tuck your tailbone round your spine and move your chin up into your chest. Again, inhale, lift your tailbone, slide your belly and chest down and look up. Exhale, round your back and move your chin up into your chest. Let's do that again. Inhale your belly down, chest forward, and look up. Exhale, round your back, move your tailbone in and your chin to your chest. Good job. Last time, everyone. Lift your tailbone, belly down, slide your chest forward, and look up. Exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, chin to chest. Now hold this rounded shape. We call it cat pose. Press your hands in your knees. Hold for 3. Take a breath. 2 and 1. Slowly soften your chest back to the neutral position. Then walk your hands towards you and come up to what I call a high kneeling position. So stand on your knees, in other words. Then take a big step forward with your left foot. Big step. If you need to pad your knee, you can fold the edge of your mat and place that under your right knee. Sink your hips down low, perhaps so you're feeling some sensation across the front of that right thigh, and then lift your right arm up. Reach up to the ceiling nice and high, and then lean slightly to the left. As you lean to the left, also turn your chest to the left. So we're increasing the sensations in the front of that right hip flexor. So it's coming up the front of the thigh, maybe a little bit on the side of your belly. Hold and breathe here. And then gently retract that arm, level out your shoulders with your hips, and bring your right hand all the way down onto the floor. Tuck your right toes underneath and lift your right knee off the mat. So now that right leg is straight. Then lift your left arm over your shoulder and turn towards the left side of the room. Good, now keep that. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, take that left arm and reach it over to the right side. You're gonna turn your head as you reach. And then let's repeat those movements. Inhale again, that left arm over your shoulder, turn and look to the left. And then exhale, take that left arm and reach to the right side, turning and looking in that direction. A few more times, inhale your left arm all the way up and look to that hand. Exhale, take that left arm and reach over to the right side. One more time, inhale your left arm all the way up, turn and look to that hand. Exhale, take that left arm over to the right side. Very nice. Bring that left palm flat, take the right knee down, lift your head and your chest up, and then step your left knee back. Easy peasy. Let's do the other side. So now step your right foot forward, nice big step. Sink your hips down low. Perhaps you're already feeling sensation there. Lift your left arm over your shoulder to increase that tension, and then lean like a half moon to the right side. You can even continue to pull on that line of tissue by turning your chest slightly to the right and keeping your hips down low. Hold and breathe as you are. Using those long, slow, steady breaths to stay present to ourselves, to help the body settle and ground. One more breath like this. Then retract your left arm, level out your shoulders, and bring that left hand down onto the floor under your shoulder. Tuck your left toes underneath and lift your left leg straight. From there, take your right arm over your shoulder and turn to the right side. Exactly. Take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, take that right arm and reach over to the left side, turning and look in that direction as you do it. Again, inhale that right arm all the way up, turn and look to that hand. Exhale, take that left arm all the way over to the right side. Sorry, that was your right arm. Let's do it again. Inhale that right arm all the way up, look to your hand. And exhale, take that arm over to the left side, perhaps reaching a little further. 2 more times. Inhale to reach up. And exhale to turn and twist. Last time, inhale to reach up. And exhale to turn and twist. Really nice. Bring that right hand down, bring that left knee down. Again, stand up on those knees and place that right knee back. This time, have your knees and your feet as wide as your hips, if not a little wider, and then sit down on your heels. Bring your hands to the floor behind you. I like fingertips. You may be able to place your palms flat. Now lift your bum off of your heels. We're looking to feel sensation still in the fronts of those thighs. So tuck your tailbone and squeeze your bum muscles. Lift your chin and look up towards the sky. Hold and take a breath. And then slowly bring your bum back down to the ground. Well done. Walk your hands out in front of you further than your shoulders this time. Lift your knees off the floor and take your first downward facing dog. It's nice in your first dog to create a little movement in your legs. So let's bend your left knee and push your right heel down. And then switch, bend your right knee and press your left heel down. And do that a few times, just switching side to side at your own rhythm, your own pace. And when it feels nice to be still, just be still a little longer. Let your head dangle between your arms. Relax through your jaw. Being summertime here, we often are go, 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 busy, busy, busy. Not to say that we're not like that in the winter. And as crazy as this may sound, it's actually beneficial to let the yoga practice be a little bit slower, to be almost like a counter pose or a counter practice for all the busyness of our other activities. Give a little bend to your knees and then start to walk your feet up towards your hands. Good. As you get up towards your hands, give a nice generous bend to your knees again. Let your upper body dangle. Keeping your head as the last thing to lift up, slowly roll up to standing. You're going to take your time. As you become more vertical, meaning your shoulders stack over your hips, you can squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your chest, and then lift your head. So nice. Do a few shoulder rolls here. Lift your shoulders up, back, and down. Do it again. Lift it up, back, and down. Very nice. Turn to face the long side of your mat and step your feet out wide. Big, wide step to the side so their feet are wider than your hips, and turn your toes on an angle. So heels in, toes out. Open your arms out to the side, then bend your knees deeply. Good. Take a big breath in, long breath out. On your next inhale, straighten your legs, take your arms over your head and look up. As you exhale, rebend your knees and press your arms back to a T. Do it again. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up, look up. Exhale, bend your knees, take your arms back to a T. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, arms to a T. 3 more times. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, arms to a T. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, arms to a T. Last time. Inhale, straighten your legs, arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, arms to a T. Now stay low in your squat and bring your hands onto the tops of your thighs. Have your fingers turned to the wall behind you and your arms straight if possible. Now turn your chest to the right, and as you turn your chest to the right, push into your left thigh. Push that thigh away from you. Hold and take a breath. Now as you inhale, come back to center with your head and chest, and then slowly exhale to the left. So as you turn your chest to the left, push your right hand back into that right thigh. Again, hold and breathe. Good job. Slowly turn all the way back to center. Stretch your legs out straight. Now heel toe your feet all the way back together, and then turn to stand at the top edge of your mat. Stand like those beautiful mountains, chest lifted, spine tall. Feel the feet, your feet against the floor. Take a long breath in. Long breath out. On your next inhale, lift your arms again over your head and look up to your hands. Big exhale, fold forward with a long spine and come down to touch the floor. Inhale, step back to your high plank position. You're always welcome to use your knees as you exhale and lower your body straight down onto the floor. Point your toes back, and as you inhale, lift your head and your chest up for a cobra position. Now stay in the cobra and gently look over your left shoulder, and then turn your head to center, and gently look over your right shoulder. Turn back to center, and lower your chest and head back down. Tuck your toes. You're welcome to use your knees as you push up and back to your downward facing dog. For this dog pose, take your feet right to the edges of the mat. Use your hands to press your chest towards your legs and let your head be heavy. Hold and breathe for 3 long breaths. One more breath exactly as you are. On your next inhale, look forward towards your hands. You can step, walk, or even jump to the top of your mat if you'd like, and fold over your legs. Inhale to stand all the way up. Lift your arms over your shoulders again. Look up towards your hands. And exhale your hands back down by your sides. Let's do that again. Inhale your arms up over your head and look towards your hands. Nice big exhale, fold forward and come down to touch the floor. Inhale, step back to your high plank position. Again, you're always welcome to use your knees as you exhale and lower your body down onto the floor. Point your toes. Inhale again, lift your head and your chest up. Stay up. This time as you exhale, go to the right first. Look over your shoulder. Inhale to center. And then exhale, turn to the left. Inhale to center. And exhale your chest and head all the way back down. Tuck your toes underneath. Press up and back to your downward facing dog. Now for this down dog, have your feet closer together, if not fully touching. Then lift your right leg up into the air behind you and go for some height here. Go as high as that leg will allow, so your hips will naturally turn to the side to allow for that. As that right leg lifts up high, push down into your left heel. Move your chest closer to that standing leg. You may feel a little more sensation on that left side. Breathe deeply. And then slowly bring that right foot down beside your left and change sides. Now lift your left leg up into the air. Again, go for some height here. Good. Notice even when I say that, right? Are you thinking like, oh, I'm not going to get very high? Are you thinking, yeah, I'm going really high? It's interesting to note the inner dialogue that happens. Press your chest towards your right leg, heel to the ground, and then slowly bring that left foot all the way back down. Very nice. Start to walk or step or even jump if you'd like all the way back up to the top edge of your mat. And again, fold over your legs. Lift your chin. Inhale, stand all the way up. Take your arms over your shoulders again. Look up to your hands. And then exhale your hands by your sides. Very nice. Take a big step back with your left foot. Big step. So big that you land on the ball of your foot and your right knee is bent. Take your arms up over your shoulders. Inhale through your nose. Now, as you exhale, turn to the right. That means your left arm will come forward, your right arm will go back. And then as you inhale, bring the arms to center and turn your chest to center. Let's do it again. Big exhale, turn to the right, open the arms as you turn in that direction. And then again, inhale, arms up, head to center. Slight addition here as you exhale, turn to the right side, but also bring your hands in prayer and try to bring that left elbow to the outside edge of your right knee. With your hands at your chest, start to push your hands in towards each other and turn your belly a little more to that right side. You're doing great, everyone. Hold and breathe. Nice. Slowly turn your head and chest back to center. Probably the hardest part. Now step that back foot forward. Whoa, sound effects help. Yes, good job. Let's do the other side. So now step back with your right foot, big step back. Land on the ball of your foot, front knee bent. Take your arms up over your shoulders. Big inhale here. As you exhale, turn to the left. Let your hips shift with you. Again, inhale your arms back to center, head to center. And then again, exhale, turn to the left. Woo. One more time, inhale, arms and head to center. And then exhale, turn to the left. And this time you're going to lean forward, bring your hands in prayer, and try to take that right elbow to the outside edge of your left knee. And then use that elbow to turn your belly into that left thigh. Again, that beautiful self-massage here. And part of what makes this powerful is that we're getting into the front organs in a way, sort of restricting some of the fluid flow. And then as we let go, it's like a dam releasing. That's the theory, at least. All right, come back to center. Release your arms by your side and then step that back foot forward. Whew, good job. Give your legs a little kick out. And as you're kicking your legs out, come back to face the long side of your mat. Take your arms out wide and then step your feet out wide again. Have your hands and your feet over each other this time, so it's a little bit wider from what we did a moment ago or not long ago. And then have your feet parallel, turn forward. With both legs straight, hinge from your hips and come down to touch the floor. If you need to bend the knees to do that, that's absolutely fine. Now lift your right arm over your right shoulder and turn to the right side. Now as you hold this, let your hips turn with you, perhaps till you're feeling a little more sensation on that left inner thigh. Take another breath. And then slowly bring the right hand back down and let your hips shift to center. Now inhale your left arm all the way up, turn to the left side, and again, let your hips turn with you. So much so that you feel sensation in the inner right thigh. Hold and breathe. And slowly bring your left hand back down. Now keeping your hips and head level in the center of your mat here, bend your elbows and try to take your weight back into your legs. You may find your head can come down a little closer. As you shift your weight back into your legs, you may even find a little more sensation through the legs. Again, continue to pay attention to how you're feeling, remembering that feelings are twofold. So there's sensations, but also thoughts and conversations. And we're seeing the whole package, perhaps with a level of compassion. Let your head be relaxed. We're here for 3 more breaths. Nice and slowly lift your head, lift the elbows if they were on the floor or bent, then turn towards your right foot. So start to walk your hand towards your right foot, then turn the right foot forward and pivot on the ball of your left foot. So now you're back into that familiar lunge position. Bring your left knee down onto the ground. You can pad that knee if you need to. Now shift your hips back until your right leg is straight and you're balancing on this right heel. If you need to bring the hands up higher, always accommodate what your body's telling you. Perhaps you can bow your head towards that front leg, perhaps not at all. And that's okay. We're looking to feel sensation here on the right hamstring, so up the back of that right leg, even though you may feel something along the lower back or maybe up in the spine area. Let's hold and breathe for a few more breaths. Now lift your head if it's bowing, bend into your right knee. Bring your hands to the inside edge of your right leg. And we're just gonna turn around. So lift the left leg up, turn through the side of your mat. You have to pivot your feet with you as you turn to the left foot. Bend that left knee and take the right knee down onto the ground. You got it. Now shift your hips back until your left leg is straight and you're balancing on that left heel so your toes point to the sky. Again, whoa, that might be enough right there to feel those hamstrings, or perhaps you need to fold a little further forward over that left leg. If you push down into your left heel, often you'll feel that lovely hamstring stretch. Maybe you wouldn't call it lovely. One more full breath. And then again, slowly lift your head and your chest and re-bend into that left knee. Good, lift that right knee off the floor again and pivot back to the center, pacing the long side of your mat. Keep your hands on the floor for support and now heel till you're in just a little bit closer, close enough that you can find a squat. So you'll notice my feet are still wider than my hips. Yes, if your heels lift off the ground, that's okay. Let the heels lift up. Try to get your bum down as low towards the ground as you can. And worst case scenario, or maybe best case scenario, if you need to sit on the floor, sit on the floor. Lift your chest up a little taller so your spine is long as you widen your knees with your elbows, all of which are not easy. Good, hold for a few more breaths. Good, one more. So nice. Bring your left hand to the ground, then your right hand to the ground, and sit on the floor if you're not already. Good job, everyone. Stretch your legs out straight. It's kind of a tricky way to get you down on the ground. Good. Now bring that right knee back in towards your chest, and this time cross your right foot over your left thigh. And you're going to walk the foot far enough to the left side that that right knee comes down on top of your left knee. And you may get somewhere within that scale or that spectrum, so just sort of find where your body will allow. Keep your left toes pointing to the sky as you walk your hands down the length of that left leg, and then bow your head towards your knee. So still generally feeling a lot of sensation in the hamstrings on your left leg, perhaps feeling something on the spine of that right hip. Let your nose sink down towards your knee, and again, find your breath here. One more full breath as you are. And slowly lift your head and chest up away from your legs. And let's change sides. So bring that right leg out in front of you. Bring your left knee into your chest and then cross that left foot over your right thigh. And again, keep walking that foot to the right side until your knees stack or get close to stacking. Keep your right toes pointing to the sky. Now walk your hands down the length of your right leg. Bow your head towards your knee and hold here. A loving reminder that a humble head nod is a forward fold. So don't worry about how far you're coming forward. Think more about the sensations you're feeling. So are you feeling sensation in the back of your body? If you answered yes, you're doing the pose. Come back to those long, steady breaths, keeping you in the moment, keeping you in your body. It's simple but not easy. One more breath like this. And slowly lift your head and your chest up. Whew, sit up nice and tall and release your left leg out in front. Now, perhaps you're already turned to the long side of the mat, or maybe you just have enough space to go wide with your legs. So stretch your legs out to either side. Now, I have one of those flexible people, which I guess I should be with this profession, where I can keep my legs straight and fold forward and turn and do most things, but that's not the norm. I'm not the norm. So you may find that your seated variation is actually with your knees bent, that allows for your spine to stay upright. So I'd rather see your knees bent and your spine upright than your legs straight leaning back. So can you find a version that gives you the length in your spine? And the other version is okay, but just for this variation, find length. Good. Now, wherever you are, bent knees, straight legs, lift your arms up to shoulder height. Take a big breath in. As you breathe out, turn to the left. Good. Inhale, turn your head and chest to center. And exhale, turn to the right. Good. Inhale, head and center. Exhale, turn again to the left. Inhale, your head and chest to center. Exhale, turn to the right. Good. Inhale back to center. Let's add on. Exhale, turn to the left. Now take that right arm and reach it towards your left toes. You may not even get very close, and that's okay. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to the right. Then use that left arm and reach towards your toes. Good. Inhale back to center. Do it again. Turn to the left. Take that right arm and reach towards your toes. Inhale back to center. Exhale, turn to the right. Take that left arm and reach towards your toes. Very nice. Come all the way back to center and relax your arms. Good job, everyone. Bring your feet in together now for a butterfly position and have some space between your groin and your heels. Keeping that space round your spine and take your head towards your feet. And again, that does not mean your head needs to touch your feet. It's just giving you some direction. Let your spine round, let your arms be soft, let your chin come into your chest. Let your belly be relaxed. It's generally going to come up over those pants, and that's okay. Find your breath. I was really mad at my body for a long time. I didn't understand how I got this or why I got this. I was mad at myself. Did I do this? Didn't understand how I could be healthy but yet have this disease. It took a long time to change my self-deprecating talk and my self-deprecating actions to self-care and self-love, that was more important, that actually made more of an impact on my body than it did beating myself up. And slowly pull your head and chest all the way back to center. Oh, so lovely. Close your knees like a book. Really nice, everyone. Now we're going to move into legs up variation to do a little bit of breathing and relax. Now I have this ottoman that's close by that I'm gonna just pull on my mat. It's pretty easy. So maybe you have your props like your chair or your fitness ball that you're gonna put your legs up on, or maybe you're at your bed, you're in your bedroom and you can just throw your legs up on your bed, or at a wall. If you're by a wall, you can put your legs up the wall. So because I'm using the ottoman, I'm going to lie on my back and bring my shin bones onto the ottoman. But of course, if you're at the wall, you're going to get your bum closer to the wall and get your legs straight up the wall. So of course, depending on the prop you're using will depend on how your legs come up here. There are so many amazing benefits to having our legs up. One of them being it helps to sort of settle through the pelvis, helps create a bit of stimulation in the ligaments that connect the sacrum and the lumbar spine, the pelvis. It's also a nice way to let the nervous system calm and relax, which we know is so important for digestion and our body's ability to assimilate our food. So take the time as much as you need to find this positioning here. Perhaps even once you're there, you want to adjust your shoulders or snuggle through the hips. Do your best once you're there to relax. So whether that's having your arms by your sides, or some people like to even rest your hands on your belly, that may feel nice. Perhaps a little love for our bellies here. And then as you start to settle, I'll explain the breathing exercise we'll do. So working with a 3-dimensional breath work. So the intention here is that we're breathing so much so that our chest and ribs and upper back are expanding as we inhale and contracting as we exhale. And because of that thoracic expansion, you may even find that your belly expands and contracts as well. We're going to stick with a simple 4 count. So you'll notice a beginning of my instructions, I will instruct the movement in the thoracic region. And then I'll slowly cycle to a count where I'm inhaling to a 4 count and exhaling to a 4 count. You'll notice my breath cycle and my counting is slow. And I generally do a little pause at the top and a little pause at the bottom. If at any point this breath work does not feel good in your body, perhaps you're feeling anxious or overwhelmed, or the breath work is just not making you feel very good, please either stop the breath work or change the breath work to a rhythm that feels nice for you. Let's begin with a cleansing breath. Take a long inhale. Nice big exhale. Then close your mouth and take a long, slow breath into your nose. So long and slow you feel your chest lift, your ribs expand, even your upper back push into the floor. Then exhale slowly through your nose until your upper back moves away, your ribs draw in, and your chest goes down. Do it again. Inhale deeply till your chest rises, your ribs expand, your upper back pushes into the floor. And then exhale slowly till your chest draws down, your ribs come in, your upper back pulls away. Keep going. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 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 Keep going. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. 2 more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Very nice. Let go of the breath control. Let your body take over and breathe naturally for you, but just stay as you are a little longer. Perhaps noticing how you feel here at the end of the breath work. If the intention is to help us feel relaxed, the question you ask yourself is, do I feel relaxed? And it's okay if you answered no, and it's okay if you answered yes. But if we could gather these tools, these resources that help us feel a certain way, and perhaps we'd feel more, let's say, successful. I'm leaning away from saying controlled, because control perhaps is an illusion. But we're building our little toolbox here and understanding what works for us. Now, just before we fully sink into this place of rest, walk your feet either to the edge of the chair or the edge of the ball or the edge of the wall, And then let your feet come right up against that chair and your knees come into your chest. Now, that might feel pretty nice right there in the belly and the lower back. Or for me, I actually need to lift and grab my knees and squeeze them into my belly a little bit more. But that'll be dependent on sort of how close your prop is. So hug your knees in or let your feet stay at the wall as the knees just naturally come in. Take a big breath in, big breath out. Then I always like to give people the option. You can go back exactly where you were, maybe legs up, or perhaps you don't like this and you want to push that prop away or move away from the wall and lie flat. It is totally your choice. Not one is better than the other. It's just whatever's going to help you relax. So again, if you prefer to push those props away and come to lie flat on your back, we'll be moving now into our final resting shape, known as Shavasana or corpse pose. If you'd like to put on any extra layers or sweaters, just gently put that over your body or something to cover your eyes. And I will be quiet, I promise, eventually, but let me guide you a little bit here. So adjust your shoulders and let go of any controlling or directing. And allow for your attention to come to the space between your body and the mat. So it's not your body and it's not the mat, but can you notice the space between your body and your mat as you relax? Then let your attention now come to the space between your eyelids. So it's not your upper eyelid and it's not your lower eyelid, but the space between your eyelids. Can you pay attention to that as you relax? Then come back to your awareness of the space between your body and the mat. So again, it's not your body and it's not the mat, but the space between your body and your mat as you relax. Then come back to the space between your eyelids, not your upper lid, not your lower lid, but notice the space between your eyelids as you relax. The space between your body and the mat. Relax. Space between your eyelids. Relax. Let's take a nice slow breath in through your nose and a long breath out. And do that as many times as you need to sort of revitalize yourself or at least just come back into the room. You can do gentle movements. Sometimes it's nice to brush your thumb against your forefingers or wiggle your toes. Maybe open and close your mouth or turn your head a little bit side to side and side to side. And those little movements can often lead into the motivation for bigger movements. Maybe that's circling the wrists and ankles, maybe stretching the legs straight and reaching overhead, maybe none of the above. Again, being cautious here if you're close to a prop or a wall as you bring your knees in and then just slowly roll over onto one side. You can rest your head on your arm, your heart towards the floor, just letting the blood pressure and energy of your body settle. And push into your hands when you're ready and make your way back up to a seated position. And sit comfortably like we did in the beginning of the practice, whatever that may mean like for you or look like for you is okay. You can gaze down at a spot in front of you or close your eyes just for the final moments here together. And use this ending part as an opportunity to check in with yourself, to acknowledge any shifts or changes that have occurred from when you began to now. And sometimes we don't understand necessarily what's changed, we just feel better. My hope is that you're feeling more relaxed, a little further settled from the day. And bring your hands lovingly together at heart center, a gesture of gratitude, a gesture of respect. And often the greatest gift we can give ourselves is our own attention. So may we continue to periodically check in with ourselves, understand where we are in the current of the day, and perhaps make choices to serve us, to continue to feel well, feel taken care of. Thanks everyone for joining me. It means so much to have you here and have your support. Namaste.